All right, let's just jump right in. If you're out there trying to buy a home right now, it feels like a total battlefield. But what if you had a secret weapon? Something that could make your offer just slice right through all the competition. Well, today, that's what we're talking about. The verified approval letter.
I mean, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? You finally find that perfect house, you put in a really strong offer, but guess what? So did 10 other people. So how in the world do you convince that seller that your offer isn't just another number, but that it's a sure thing? Because here's what's really going on in a seller's mind: risk. Their absolute biggest fear is they accept an offer, they take their home off the market, and then weeks down the line, the whole deal collapses because the buyer's financing fell through. It is a massive headache for them. And that's exactly why a truly strong offer is about so much more than money. It's about certainty.
And this is where that lender letter you submit with your offer becomes so critical. You might think they're all kind of the same, but let me tell you, they are absolutely not. There are really three different levels of approval, and the one you bring to the table tells a story about how serious and, more importantly, how prepared you actually are.
Okay, so let's start at the bottom. Level 1, pre-qualification. Honestly, think of this as a quick financial sketch on a napkin. You just tell a lender your income, your debts, and they spit out a ballpark number. But because none of it's been actually verified, it is by far the weakest signal you can possibly send to a seller.
Now, moving up the ladder, we get to pre-approval. This is a pretty big step up for sure. Here, the lender actually looks at your financial documents. They pull your credit. It's much, much stronger than a pre-qualification. But there's still one crucial piece of the puzzle missing.
And that brings us to the top tier, the real heavy hitter, the verified approval letter, or what we'll call the VAL. This is the document that can truly set you apart from everyone else. And its power? Well, it all comes down to one key difference in how it's made.
So look at this table. It makes it all so clear. At a quick glance, pre-approval and the VAL, they look pretty similar, right? Both check your finances, both involve a credit pull. But the real story, the secret sauce, is in that very last row, underwriter review. You see that? Only the verified approval letter has that check mark. And that, my friends, is the absolute game changer. An underwriter is the person with the final say on any loan, and with a VAL, their review happens before you even make an offer.
So let's really dig into this thing. What exactly is a VAL? And maybe more importantly, how do you get one of these powerful tools into your hands?
So here's what it really boils down to. A VAL is basically a lender saying, hey, we've already done all the hard work. An underwriter has already meticulously combed through your finances and has confirmed, yes, you qualify for a loan up to this specific amount. The verification part is already done.
And getting one is actually pretty straightforward. First, you contact a lender who offers them. Then you provide all the necessary paperwork. You'll have to authorize that credit check. And then you just wait for the underwriting team to do their thing. Yeah, it's a little more effort up front, but believe me, it pays off big time.
And when we say documentation, we mean the works. Lenders are going to want to see everything: your pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns, bank statements, you name it. And this is exactly why the VAO carries so much weight. It's not a guess. It's based on a thorough professional review of your entire financial life. Now, it's really important to know that getting a VAL almost always requires what's called a hard credit pull. This is just a standard part of the process for most lenders, and yeah, it can have a small, temporary little ding on your credit score. But, and this is interesting, not every single lender operates the same way. Some sources suggest a hard pull isn't always a must. So the best advice here is super simple. Just talk to your specific lender. Ask them directly about their process so you know exactly what you're getting into. And remember this, timing is everything. This approval letter doesn't last forever. It's typically only valid for about 90 days because, let's be real, your financial situation could change. So what this means is you want to get your VAL right when you're getting serious about making offers, not, months in advance. Okay, so you've done the work. You have this powerful document in your hand. How exactly does it give you that competitive edge? Why does this one piece of paper make a seller look at your offer so much more seriously than the others?
Well, you can just think about it in terms of seller confidence. A pre-qualification? That's low confidence, a real gamble for the seller. A pre-approval is way better. You're in the medium range. But a verified approval letter? That gives them the highest level of confidence possible, just short of you walking in with a briefcase full of cash. It tells the seller your financing is rock solid because an underwriter already gave it the green light.
That's the core message right there. You're showing the seller that a lender has essentially pre-approved, pre-vetted, and almost guaranteed your loan as long as nothing major changes. You're no longer a maybe. You are a very, very strong probably.
And beyond impressing the sellers, this gives you, the buyer, an incredible amount of peace of mind. Instead of stressing out and scrambling to get your financing together after your offer is accepted, you've already cleared the biggest hurdle. You can just focus your energy on what really matters, finding that perfect home. So as we start to wrap this up, the bottom line is crystal clear. In a tough market like this, you have got to use every single tool you have. A verified approval letter, it's not just another form, it's a strategy. It's about showing up to the negotiation as the most prepared, most reliable, and most serious buyer in the room. And that really just leaves us with this final thought to chew on. The next time you make an offer, is your financing going to be a question mark that makes the sellers hesitate? Or is it going to be an exclamation point, backed by a verified approval that makes them say yes? Really? The choice is yours.